There's an invisible force holding back 99% of people, and only 1% of people have the key to overcome it. Elon Musk has it, Alex Hormozi has it, Steve Jobs had it. It's not talent, it's not luck, and it's definitely not some strategy that you can read in a book. It's a mindset that I discovered in a very unlikely place, playing in punk rock bands. With some close friends, I started a band in 10th grade. I was the lead singer and the guitarist. And we weren't waiting for anyone to tell us that we could make music, we just did it. We played shows wherever we could. Sorority houses, churches, even a gas station parking lot that was currently open and people were getting gas. We played anywhere in small clubs all the way up to big shows, opening up for bands like the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus and Real Big Fish. Yeah, those punk days. Back then, I didn't stop to think, can I do this? I just did it. I just went out there and took action and tried to make it happen. And we ran into our fair share of problems. How do we get people to the show? Okay, cool. I'll just print out 1,000 flyers and go stand at the exit of Warped Tour, handing them out to every single person that walks out to their car so they see my band name and hopefully they'll come to my show. And it worked. People came to the show and we got more shows because of it. That's what the punk mindset is all about. It's an attitude that everything is attainable if you just have the grit and tenacity to go figure it out, and you don't need anyone's permission to start. You don't need a team, you don't need a streamlined system, and you don't need a perfect blueprint from anyone to get started. Think about it. Most people are stuck waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect system or someone to show them exactly how to do something. And even if somebody gave you a perfect roadmap for your life, it would be totally wrong because they don't have your life, right? They can give you systems and tools and resources to help navigate some issues, but by no means can anyone give you the perfect strategy. You just have to go figure it out on your own. That's how you keep pushing forward, even when you don't have all the answers, and that's the real punk attitude. All right, so now that we know the mindset of Elon Musk, of Steve Jobs, of Alex Hormozi, how do we break through the external limits that others impose on us? Most people get stuck because they accept the barriers set by others, even when they're trying to grow their personal brands. But what if those barriers didn't exist? I remember having conversations with older family and friends about the band's music and the lifestyle, and a common question for them at that time was, why are you doing this? Can't you just do this as a hobby and go pursue a real career? In reality, that wasn't even on my mind. I just saw other bands going on tour, playing shows, and hearing the crowd sing back the words to their songs, and I just wanted that life. But they didn't get it, and I didn't care about their version of success. I had my own vision, and no one could convince me otherwise. The point of my art was to simply make more art. And maybe this was just a little teenage angst, or maybe a lot. And in hindsight, they were just trying to understand and protect me, and they just wanted the best for me. But I can tell you that I've tried to keep this mindset since then, and I do believe it is what holds people back from pursuing tenacious goals. Now, none of those bands were hugely successful, and they ran their course, but it was a really fun experience that I'll never forget, and I have zero regrets. The thing is, you can live by your own version of success or let somebody define that for you. And while this attitude doesn't guarantee success, without it, you could be leaving a lot of your dreams on the table. Being impulsive makes for better stories. People assume you have to be super smart or have everything planned out to be successful, but let me tell you, some of the richest people in the world are a little bit impulsive. Elon Musk went to college for 2 days before dropping out and building a company that he eventually turned into PayPal and sold it to eBay for $1.5 billion. He wanted to make a bank using the internet, and he didn't stop to say, can I do this? He just went and figured it out. Then he moved on to SpaceX with the goal of colonizing Mars, and no one thought it was a good idea at first. So he funded it himself, and now he's working directly with NASA to launch rockets into space. Same with Steve Jobs. He and Wozniak didn't ask for permission to make the first Apple computer. They just did it, and no one even knew what they were doing at first. That's the punk attitude in action. It's using what you have now, getting your hands dirty, and just trying stuff out. The richest people in this world are bold. If it was a good idea, they didn't need permission, and they knew if they asked enough people about their opinion that they would be met with so much resistance that it would be much harder for them to try. They also didn't ask everyone they ever met if it was a good idea. One of the biggest mistakes that I personally make and I see others make is asking too many people for advice. Now, don't get me wrong, mentors are great, but like Naval Ravikant, one of the smartest startup investors out there, said, if you want to make a wrong decision, ask everyone. I have fallen victim to this too many times, where I just blast out an idea, not the actual thing that I made, but just an idea for feedback, and I met with so many conflicting responses that I'm just more confused than I was before I even asked anyone. They have an idea of you in their heads, and everyone you know actually has a slightly different version of you in their heads, so they will all give you slightly biased answers. And this is a form of procrastination where you're seeking external validation to get started, and what you're doing is you're actually giving them the power to make decisions for you because you don't trust yourself. This is actually the same concept as consuming every YouTube video about a subject, or listening to every podcast, reading every book, doing everything you can to get all the knowledge that you need before actually hitting record and uploading the video to YouTube, or writing the first chapter of your book, or publishing that song, or starting your personal brand. Because what you're doing is you're actually outsourcing the risk. You feel like you need just a little bit more information in order to take action, and if you just can absorb all the information at once, there's no way that you can fail. And in fact, the only thing you're actually failing at is taking action because you're over consuming. Alex Hormozi said it best. He basically said that intelligence is how fast you can change based on new information within the same conditions. So if you're consuming all this content and you're not actually doing anything with it, then you're not learning and you're going to stay stuck. I saw Neil Patel, a big time digital marketing guy, call it shiny knowledge syndrome. Hormozi even said that it's better to reread 5 impactful books and take action based on the information from those books than it is to read 100 books in a year and do nothing with the information. The same goes for your ideas. Don't sit around and think, I need more info. No, you need to act. Start the YouTube channel, outline your course modules, write the song, and publish it. You have to make something to make it better. So that's exactly what I'm doing with this channel right now. I don't have it all figured out. I am definitely not claiming to have it all figured out. I'm talking about self-improvement, growing personal brands, helping people reach their goals, and I don't know where this is going to be a year from now. The punk attitude is about starting, even when you don't have a perfect plan. I've got ideas, products I want to create, ways that I want to help people level up their business, but you know what? The most important thing I did today was hit record on this video. I haven't been in a mosh pit in years, but I'm trying to keep the punk mindset alive. So here's my advice. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Go ahead and hit publish. Go ahead and start that project. Go ahead and stop asking everyone for permission because you don't need it. You only need to trust your instincts and go after it. Adopt a punk mindset, DIY, and don't let anyone else's limitations define your path. Whether you succeed or fail, you'll never regret taking action. And at the very least, you'll have some better stories to tell. Thank you. My name is Jason Locklear. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. Let me know your big, tenacious goal. I would love to know, and thank you for watching.